Welcome to a week in Pixelverse. Are console-exclusive games anti-consumer? This topic popped up along with the announcement that Resident Evil 4 VR is being made and that it will be an exclusive to Facebook's Oculus VR platform. Naturally, this was met with a lot of excitement and outrage. Love of Resident Evil mixed with hatred for Facebook and capitalism as a concept is bound to foster controversy. So I turned to the SocraTetris Symposium Discord server to help me form my opinion. If you would like to be one of those special people, you can join the symposium through the Discord link in the description, and they helped me to a realization as a gamer. What is good for game development cannot be bad for game consumers. Now that's an easy statement to take issue with, but allow me to elaborate first. When I say good for game development, I mean specifically for the creation of new games, and not just whatever can make a developer the most money. While the two are related, there are clearly abusive game designs such as gacha and loot boxes that are meant to fuel addictive gambling behaviors and take advantage of people suffering from poor mental health that are more susceptible. At the same time, we have to recognize the gaming hobby for what it is, a prohibitively expensive form of luxury entertainment. It is extremely expensive to purchase both the hardware and software, and much more so to develop the hardware and software. Now, obviously doing so is profitable, otherwise developers and platform holders wouldn't be in this business at all, but oftentimes developers have to compromise on making the game they want to make with making the game that is most likely to turn a profit. Platform holders pay for the development of games that will sell units and lead to future profits on other software. The platform holder takes a hit for the sake of future sales, and we as consumers get a game that may never have existed in the first place. Games like Bayonetta 2, Marvel's Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, frickin' Bloodborne, and any first-party Nintendo game, just to name a few. Many of the greatest games of each generation are a direct result of the liberty game developers can take from platform exclusivity. Platform exclusivity is great for competition, and competition is good for consumers and developers. As consumers, we obviously have reason to value convenience. Our lives are busy, and the extra cognitive demand of creating another account using another store when we are much more accustomed to shopping in only one place is annoying. But beyond annoyance, the multi-$100 price point of buying a second console is prohibitively expensive. Yet, while inconvenience and expense are high, the price of that convenience is much greater. Because if you think about it, asking for all games to be available on a single convenient platform is no different from asking for a monopoly. Monopolies are bad for consumers. The monopoly holder may set prices however they wish while making no investments in improved products, services, or innovations. Consoles may be expensive, but competition with other console makers keep prices lower than personal computers of equal processing power. Since the Sega Genesis, the winner of the console wars has not stayed with a single manufacturer for 2 generations in a row. And that is clear historical evidence that competition is alive and well in the console gaming market. We should also factor in that game developers are just as much customers of game platforms as we are. They pay a portion of their sales to platforms for the service of reaching more customers. For Steam, it has been the norm to take a 30% cut of game developers' revenue. For all of the controversy surrounding buyouts of Kickstarter promises and Fortnite being annoyingly popular, the Epic Games Store has put pressure on other platforms to offer a better deal to those developers. The Epic Games Store takes a much smaller 12% of game sales, and the Microsoft Store has recently announced that it is going to match this price. Even the frivolous lawsuits that the Epic Games Store brought to mobile gaming platforms, such as the Google Play Store, the Android Store, and the Apple Store, motivated these platforms to take a smaller cut of game sales in order to maintain public image against Epic Games' somewhat ham-fisted attempt to market their way into presenting the Fortnite bans on mobile platforms as a civil rights issue. I'm not saying that Epic Games is a good guy, but what I am saying is that I wouldn't be surprised to see the Steam store follow suit in the next few years. Beyond both Epic and Microsoft spending exorbitant funds to secure exclusivity deals with mid-sized indie studios, their competitive pricing gives more money to developers who choose to maintain independent status as well. So developers may feel more free to make the kind of games that don't rely on money-making schemes. Competition between storefronts are good for game development, and exclusivity is good for competition by populating competing stores and platforms. Exclusivity is also becoming a more precious commodity thanks to the existence of many competing storefronts. If a developer is contracted for an exclusive deal in today's market, more often than not, the deal is for a very limited time, a few months to a year, and even major console exclusives are coming to PC. From my perspective, this is because we have hit a saturation point for how many viable and reputable platforms are available, alongside relative ease of developing for games for multiple platforms through tools like Unity and Unreal. Purchasing exclusivity rights from a developer is becoming more expensive, nearly to the point that maintaining exclusivity is an unreasonable request. So, more than seeing exclusivity as losing access to a game completely, we should see it as platforms trying to sell us consumers on the fear of missing out. I understand wanting to stay on the zeitgeist of the conversation, but we consumers aren't games journalists. We can play games when it's financially responsible to do so, and join any number of online communities to be a part of a conversation around that game. Speaking as someone who is both poor and self-employed, I have to maintain frugality to enjoy my hobbies. So while it may sound callous, I have little heartbreak for people who simply don't want to exercise frugality with their hobby. I believe the suggestion to just wait and buy it later, or to work towards that purchase if it is important enough to make into a goal, is entirely valid. I could continue with more points, but I don't want to belabor it further. Ultimately, while offering some inconvenience to people who have bought into one platform, the financial benefits to game development and the video game market as a whole creates a net benefit to everyone involved. The funding strategy is just one among many, and it is certainly more consumer-friendly than many of its alternatives. But I want to give a special thanks to our Discord speakers who contributed to this video. Lost Souls, Gatormeister, Pier, Deadfox, and Holden. I originally intended to include quotes from all of you, but everyone was so eloquent, and my opinion diverged from most of yours very greatly. So I didn't want to unintentionally strawman what you had to say by only reading out a short portion of it. I am extremely proud of the quality dialogue we had, and if you are new to our channel, I absolutely encourage you to join the Discord using the link in the description so that you can be a part of these conversations for future videos. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for more. And as always, stay true.